You guys have probably heard in the news, Bernie Sanders has been very much pursued, but not really him, but his email list from his campaign. The DNC has been trying to get their hands on it because Bernie Sanders had the ability to get his supporters, as many as they were, to donate, and that's how they broke records. So what they want to do is get access to his email list so that they can raise funds off of it. So this is an interesting situation, right? We don't even know who the DNC chair is. It could be Tom Perez, who would probably be extremely similar to Debbie Wasserman Schultz in the fact that he would be massively against outsiders and be superbly establishment because he's for the TPP and he's very pro-Israel and things like that. So he's not really all progressive. And Keith Ellison, even, we're throwing him like bird food. So even if it's Keith Ellison, that's more of a compromise than it is an ideal. But anyway, so the Washington Times is reporting on this. I've never read a report from the Washington Times until now. This is what their title says. It says, Political Payback. Bernie Sanders refuses to help DNC raise money off his email list. It looks as though Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders may be holding a grudge against the Democratic National Committee. They did, after all, try to rig the presidential primary contest against him. Wow, you don't say! You don't say! All the DNC leaks had really shown us that, actually, in seriousness. And the rigging, we need to make sure that never happens again. As they keep going, they say, according to a report in the liberal blog Mother Jones, the DNC is desperate to get its hands on Mr. Sanders' presidential email list so it can raise funds off of it. However, his team is refusing to let it go. Do not let that go. Do not let that go, because it will infuriate more people than it would help. Trust me. They say, as the Democratic Party struggles to regain its footing following its disastrous November election. I think disastrous is an understatement. Let's say catastrophic is better. Maybe massively destructive. One vestige, interesting name, of the 2016 campaign has taken on much importance. Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders' email list. Now they care about Bernie Sanders after they want to get his email list for the massive funds that he got from his supporters because they actually cared, and they can't get funds because they run shitty campaigns and they don't give a fuck about the people and they suck at running elections. Gee, wow, now you care about Bernie Sanders. I see you, DNC. That's shady of you. Very, very shady. So they say, Mother Jones reports, Sanders, who raised $218 million online from a record 2.8 million donors, rewrote the rules of email fundraising during his campaign by relentlessly courting small dollar contributions. For many of those donors, Sanders was the first Democratic presidential candidate they had ever supported, or the first politician they had ever helped. So here's what I'm going to say, okay? The fact that Bernie Sanders gets rigged out of a primary election, and now we don't even know who the DNC chair is, and now they're just hungry for the email list, is ridiculous. Bernie Sanders should not let go of this email list. Do not give it to them, at least, until we know who the DNC chair candidate is. If the DNC chair candidate is maybe Keith Ellison, maybe, or there's someone more progressive like Sam Ronan, if there is someone like that, then I would have a little bit difference of opinion. However, if it is the state of the DNC currently with Donna Brazile, who literally leaked questions to Hillary Clinton, if that is the current state, do not release the email list. It will infuriate too many people, and it is a dumb decision because they don't deserve to have their information divulged by some money-hungry freaking politicians who rigged the election against the candidate that they supported.